All right, so this is question 21 of the practice test. It looks like we only have one class, that being the driver class. So let's just go ahead and jump to main and start tracing code, right? So here I have a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 3 as my declarations, right? And then here I'm jumping into this try block, and it looks like the first line of the try block is another try block. So let's go here, right? What are we going to try to do? We're going to try to print out b over a. So in other words, 3 over 0. That's really bad though because dividing anything by 0 is always bad, right? And in Java, what'll happen is you'll get an arithmetic exception thrown, right? So the problem with that is that the catch block here only accepts null pointer exceptions, right? And we just threw an arithmetic exception, right? So this whole thing, this whole try block is going to end up throwing an exception in and of itself, right? An arithmetic exception, but before it can do that, we have to run the finally block, right? So I'm going to print to the screen B, and then this sort of block does throw the arithmetic exception, and that exception is caught by this catch block, right? Because at the end of the day, that exception came from this try block, and this catch is connected to this try, right? So this try threw an exception, an arithmetic exception, and the catch block, who catches all exceptions, is going to accept it, right? And then it's just going to have you print C. And of course, the finally block runs regardless of whether or not this try threw an exception or not, or whether or not this catch accepted it or not, right? So we're going to print out finally, right? So we expect our output to be BCD, and of course it is, right? I hope that helped.